We are live. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gloria Horn Sewing Studio. This is Tuesdays with Tiffini. Appreciate you being here. We're running a little bit late. We actually are having some trouble with our AC today. And so you'll probably see me sweating up a storm, but that's okay. We're all good. But really glad you're here. I want to give a little shout out to Susan. I saw her earlier in the shop. And so hi, Jan. Hi, Karen. So glad you're here. We're going to probably be a little bit quick today because the studio is already 82 degrees and getting warmer. It seems like it's going up a degree about every 15 minutes. So we're gonna work on our tote bags today, our fur totes. So I finished our Galaxy one. Look how darn cute this is. I love how it turned out. It actually I purposely wore pants that tied in the colors, but a little hard to see, but very cute. Hi, Judy. Hi, Margie, Diane. Oh my goodness, Louise, Joel from West Alexander, Michigan. Someone from Washington. Oh my goodness. All right. Hi, Judy. All right. So we're going to work on our leopard bag today. Again, this is kind of like all the rage. I did a little shopping this weekend and saw quite a bit of leopard out. Hey, Jen. Hi, Ruth Ann. Oh, from St. Louis. They're out at Baby Lock Tech. Oh my goodness. Have you guys been watching their videos? I absolutely love it. There's the new, and I don't know a whole lot about it other than what we were able to watch, but the new serger looks amazing. All the cover stitches that they can do and all the projects they showed, absolutely fantastic. The new Radiance, I didn't see, they may have done something with it, but I didn't see all of the video that was posted. But the new Radiance, I did get to see a printout that had some of the features. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say, so I'm not going to say anything specifically, but there's just some really, really cool things that are going on with those. So Gloria had invited me to go to Baby Lock Tech, and it was Nico's birthday, first week of school. Jake had his SAT, and I said no, but I am definitely having some regrets about my life choices when it comes to Baby Lock Tech. So if I get the invite again, if Gloria's watching, I will definitely say yes. So anyway, if you didn't see those, hopefully you get to watch those. Karen, it looks like you did get to watch those. So there's definitely some insider info going on and some cool projects. But so looking forward, they should be back. I think they're flying back tonight. So I assume they'll be back in the shop either tomorrow or Thursday. So
oops. So that's a problem I'm having is the overheating cameras.
Oh, did we go off? We
went black.
Okay. If you guys can hear me, because of the heat in the studio, we just went dark. Our cameras.
It might be a short show, but I'll give the camera a neck fan.
So I don't know if you could hear PJ. It's adorable. Those neck fans that we had been selling. He's putting one up on the camera.
They're really useful.
So if you have those at home, they're useful for all kinds of things. So let's see.
It's got to be 100 degrees in here.
Let's see. PJ just said he thinks it's 100. I'm going to look at the thing. We're up to 81, but that's in the corner where it's a little cooler. So you can hear me. Oh, good. So I guess what I'll do is I'll tell you the business side, and if we're able to get the picture back on and be working, we can maybe work on the bag. Oh, yeah. I guess we are.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. We're doing our best. So, all right. So if you're new to Gloria Horn, you'll want to go ahead and get signed up. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We've got the app, the Gloria Horn Sewing Studio app. We've got all kinds of different ways. We've got Twitter and Twitch and Kicked, I think, is the one that I always kind of think I need to go check it out because I never heard of it. So, but you'll want to register. If you're on Facebook, you just type in register, put in your information. If you're on the app, it just automatically does it for you. The app is definitely the best way, so you can pick things up that you want. Shipping is $8 until you hit $75. Once you hit $75, it is free. I do believe until the end of this month that you get a 10%, so a big number, 10%, double digit, back into your account that you can use later. And so I think I hit most all of the business side.
I think you
Poor
got it.
PJ, he was trying to cool everything off, so he wasn't paying attention or giving me my cheat sheet. So, but I think we're in pretty good shape. I've got at least 90% of the info for you guys. So we are going to have, and I'll just have PJ throw it in there because I'm a little concerned we may go down again because of the heat. We will have all of the kits available for the fur totes as well as the scarves for them. So if you are interested in finishing up this project or starting it, we can definitely do that. If we go dark while we're doing this, I will just bump this out and we will finish next week. So I just want to make sure you can see what we do. All right, I think I'll take care of a couple quick business items too while I have you guys. No, I won't. I'm not going to. We're going to finish this tote. We're going to stay focused. All right, so again, that's the Galaxy one. Super cute in the teal. We do have a little bit of the teal fabric available in half-yard increments that can also be cut longer. I forgot to tell PJ that beforehand though, so I'm going to just set it over here and he may be able to add that. Last week we got started on our leopard one, so I'm going to just pull this out. So we had gotten to the point of having all our sides put on, and then what I had said we were going to do is finish our handles at home. So I finished those. So again, it's a 4-inch strip length of fabric. So it's 4 inches by 24, and then you fold it to the center, fold again, and then you can see on here, PJ, are you able to zoom in on the stitching? So if you look at here, what I did is I went in just like 1/8 of an inch on either side, but then I went 1/8 of an inch again in there. So that's how I decided to do this strap. The teal strap, I'll put this down here too. What I did on this one, here we go, is I did the 1/8 of an inch on either side, and then I went down the center, which I thought was kind of a fun way too. So just a couple different variations, very similar. You could do other things as well, of course, if you wanted. On this one, I stitched the handles onto the outside of the bag. Let's see, this side looks a little nicer. We'll go to that side. So I put them on the outside, and that's where to put them is on here. I just measured over and went down. So I think I went over like 3 inches and down 2 and placed those on there. And so you can kind of see that's how those handles are. The leopard bag, we're going to do it differently on this one. And what I'm doing is I'm attaching them to the leopard fabric now, and then those will be enclosed in the fabric. So like I said, I stitched these at home. We've done a few handles, so I figured that would be okay. We could get by with that. I am going to go ahead. We're going to attach this other one. And then I also put tabs on the end. I sewed one on already. I have the other one on here. We had cut these before, so very simple. I'm going to just get a ruler out. Let's see if I got a nice little ruler. So I believe when I did the other side, I did it at 4 inches. Let's see. So I went, yes, so what I did is I went over 4 inches, and then I put a little pin in there. There we go. So I'll do it on this side too. And so you can see I'm going from where the seam is here, and I'm putting 4 inches, and then I'm just going to put a pin right here. And I'm just going to mark it. And then when I do my strap, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put it right there next to that. And so, and I went down, I believe, oh, actually, I'm doing it this way. I almost did it the wrong way. I was so used to doing the other one. All right, I'm going to turn this just like that. All right, do we have a clip? Let's see. I don't have a clip, so we're going to just...
Right behind the
here we go. It just got moved. Here we go. So we've got the clip. We're just going to go ahead, put that on there. And then we're going to do this over here in the same distance. So we're going to mark over 4 again. Now, sometimes what I like to do is if I've already done one side, I'll match up my seams over here. So you can see I'm just matching this up. And then I'll go to where my other one is on the other side. I can see it's standing up just a little bit. and then I'll just match it up so that I know I have it. So that way if I mismeasured a little bit or if it slid a little bit, which can happen with the cuddle, you want to really make sure you've got it like clipped in here so that it doesn't move, but sometimes it just happens. So I'm going to go ahead, get that on there. I'm going to double check this side lined up. That side is just perfect. All right. So we're going to go over, we're going to stitch this together. I'm going to, because we're kind of struggling with the heat, the other thing I did before we go over there is I started the pocket. So to do the pocket, I had this piece was left over, and this piece is, let's see, it is 16 inches by 10 inches. So it doesn't have to be an exact amount. You can use, if you have a scrap left over, you can use it. If you want to use a contrasting fabric, like I could have gone and used, any of the colors in here, it would have looked really cute. I have sometimes also added, like if I have a piece of leather left over, I'll add that to it too. And so, but this one I thought I'm just going to do it just this, just the fabric. So I am going to, well, what I did then is I folded it in half and I measured it and I cut a piece of fusible bosal, but I cut it down about a ½ inch shorter. Now I did iron on here a little cockeyed, so I apologize. I had the lights turned off in the studio when I was doing this part because I was trying to save the heat. So anyway, it's a little crooked there, but that's okay. So we're going to go over to the machine and we're going to, when we stitch this part, we're also going to stitch along the sides here and over, leaving a space so we won't sew there, and we'll sew across and back up. And then we'll turn it, and then that's going to make our pocket. We're going to attach it to one of our sides. So we have our sides here. We are also going to, while we're at the machine, we're going to baste our fabric onto our bosal. So we have our bosal, and it is fusible. If you want to fuse it, you can. Because of the heat, I will not be fusing it today. It's just a little too hot to have the iron going. But and if you have one that's non-fusible, that's fine too. We're just going to go ahead, like I said, we're going to place it on here. I'm going to put a couple little clips on just to hold it in place. And then we'll go ahead and just stitch around the outside of it so that that fabric stays on there nicely and doesn't shift. So just a couple. Okay, get one more on there, and we'll do the other one. So, all right. PJ keeps looking to see if anyone who's at Baby Lock Tech wants to jump on. Just so we keep hoping we'll get some more sneak peeks.
You know, there's things already showing up at the store and in our system, and I think it's going to be an interesting next few shows.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
So much new is going on. It's very exciting around here. And so, which reminds me, so John is most likely going to come and do a show with me next week. We were talking beforehand about some ideas, and so I think it'll be bag related since we're the bag show. Although I did tell him if he wanted to try something else, I'm open to learning about new fashion ideas. His stuff was so cool. I would love to do it. So if he doesn't do it with me, I'm definitely going to be watching him. So, all right. I am ready to sew. So now, like I said, we're going to baste these together real quick, and we're going to get that strap on. This is such a quick project. So if this is one, it makes for a great gift. And I love Joni's idea of there's so many choices of the fur and the faux leather that you could really make a bunch and give them to a bunch of different friends, and they could all have something different and fun from you. So, all right, over here we go. All right, so I'm just using stitch 3. I am going to increase my stitch length. I'm going to start off with the straps, and just gonna, again, this is kind of a base. It's gonna get stitched in again. Slide that over. It's just want to make sure that's staying on like that. All right. Get my needle down. All right. And I'm kind of pushing with my finger a little bit just to make sure it goes through. Oh, someone turned the speed way down. I'm like, wow, that's really slow. So go back. Is it doing that? There we go. All right, there we go. And now we'll get to this one. And I just want to be careful we keep that in position as we slide it through. It is a little bulky because we have the strap in there, and then because of the cuddle, it's a little slippery. So we just want to take our time as we're positioning it. You know what, I'm going to switch to stitch 4 because this is the one that I use at home all the time. I'm going to go back to increase that stitch length. All right. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. So now you can see we have our straps. The strap is attached on this side. We had already done the other side. And now we're going to go ahead, we're going to put the tab on there. Tabs are completely optional. You could also add a D-ring if you wanted. I just left them as the faux leather. I figure if I wanted to add like a key ring or something on there, there would be plenty of space to do that. It's about an inch thick, or an inch wide, excuse me. So we just want to kind of go back and forth over it a little bit. So if we do want to hang something from there, like our keys or something, we've got, it's nice and strong for us. All right, so we have that tab on there now. Again, I did the other one at home. I was trying to make sure we had plenty of time today to get this finished. So now the exterior of our bag is complete. So set this aside. I'll just tuck it behind for now. Now we'll do that pocket like we talked about. So just want to make sure we've got it all there. So again, I'm going to follow along the line of the bozal that I have here. I'll just put a little knot in here. I am going to just reduce my stitch length for this because it's straight cotton. I don't have, it's not a base. All right, here we go. Perfect. And again, we're going to leave that space open. Probably leave like 3 or 4 inches open so that we can turn this the other direction. And normally I would change my thread, but I'm just sticking with one color today. So I would definitely recommend you go with something other than black if you're using a light fabric like this. But that's just kind of what I have in there right now. Alrighty. So you can see I just stitched around, left this open, the raw edge. So I'm going to just trim those corners and then we'll flip it. We'll do that when we get back over to the cutting table. On here we're just going to base, so we're going to, like I said, increase that stitch length. Again, because I'm sewing on light, I would recommend you use a light thread, but I'm just going to stick with the black because that's what I have in here. And so I might even go all the way up to a 4. We're just going to really zip through this one.
What foot are you using?
So I am using my walking foot. I highly recommend the walking foot for bag making, especially when you're using the faux leather. The fur, it also helps pull that fur through, I think. And then using like a jeans needle or a stretch needle, that's at least a 100, also helps get through the leather and the extra bulk. And so, good question. All right, and like I said, if you're using a fusible bosal, and this is one, I just, like I said, because of the heat, I chose to just baste it. But if you're using fusible, you could just fuse it, and you can skip this step entirely. And so this is just to make sure the fabric doesn't slide when we're putting everything together. So. One side done. Again, just a quick baste. And we'll do the other one.
So I'm getting texts
Okay.
thinking it would be Gloria or Steve with an update.
Oh.
But it's the landlord about the air conditioning.
Well, at the moment, I think I'm kind of enjoying that text better.
Yeah.
I want to hear about Baby Like Tech, but it is toasty over here, so.
No, I can't wait to hear about the radiance. You know, you love this walking foot, and I'm just wondering, like, what is the compatibility with the new Radiance? Will it work in the exact same way that it works with the Solaris? Kind of expect it to work similarly.
Yeah. There's some interesting things with like the stitching and the fonts and stuff. I don't think I'm giving away anything by saying that I was like surprised by when I just saw it before the show. So I think there's going to be some really great things to it. I haven't had my Solaris very long, but the more I hear about this new Radiance, the more inclined I am to plan on upgrading. So my husband did ask me what I wanted for my birthday, so you know, maybe that's what we'll go with. All right, so we've got that stuff done. We're going to head back over to the cutting table and get this finished. So very, very quick bag. Attach our pocket. All right, so like I said, the exterior of the bag is done. Look how cute it is. Love, love, love this. It's going to go so nicely with so many things. And so, all right, watering flowers. That's a good idea. My poor yard. We had construction going on for so long that we ignored our yard, and it is so dried out. I mean, we also have like lumber patches that it's just completely dead, and there was an outhouse there the entire time, so there's a nice big square in my front yard of just dead grass. So I guess I'll have to get on that for next year. All right, so Michelle, I think we already answered that. The foot was the walking foot. It's the digital dual feed walking foot, which I love. I do. I use it all the time for bag making. All right, I should have left 4 inches in this, but we'll get our pocket turned. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm turning the pocket, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it onto one of my sides. And so we are going to iron for just a quick second. So I'm going to just turn this on, because once this is turned, I just want to get the edges done. All right. So I'm just going to push out the corners real quick. I did trim those corners so that they would go out as we wanted.
Has pricing been given for the new machine?
Ooh, not that I'm aware of. That's my big holdup right now, is I don't know
right.
what it's going to, what the difference is. And so,
you know, that's a good question.
but I'm guessing with Steve coming back in the next day or so, that we will have a lot more information in the very near future. So, Jennifer, you and I, we're going to find out. So, all right. Black thread came through. We're going to just trim that off. All right. So like I said, what I did on here, sorry, I like moved away like you knew what I was doing. I just folded this seam in, and I just want to go ahead and I'm going to press that really quick so that when I have it on the side, on the lining, it will just lay nicely in there. So like I said, I'm just going to press that so it all lines up. So in fact, here, I'll pull this over so you guys can see it. There's my phone. You don't care about that. I mean, it is an awfully cute picture of my dog having a puppuccino from Starbucks, though. And so.
I love doing that.
Marilyn, are you serious? A walk-in bathtub in Europe for 3 months. All right, that I actually find humorous. The thing I thought was funny is having an outhouse in my front yard, and it wasn't like at the street. It was up by the house. Several times people stopped and went to the bathroom in it that didn't like have anything to do with our construction. It was so weird. I was just like, okay. I guess I should be glad people were able to use it. All right, so we've got that pressed. Now I'm going to turn off this so we don't add the heat to the room. Okay. So I believe these are 17 by 17, if I remember correctly. Just make sure I'm not, yeah, they are. So they're a square, which is nice, so I don't have to worry about what's top, what's bottom. I'm going to go ahead with this one as top, and I'll do it your direction. So I'm going to go to center, which at 17 inches means we're at 8.5 inches to get to center. So I'm just going to, 8.5 is right here. And we'll just put a little mark right up here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I don't like marking with things that I don't normally use, and I don't normally use that blue pin. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my chalk marker. I use this all the time. All right. And then I'm going to just, this is 3 inches, so I'm going to just go down 3 inches. In there. So it's a little hard to see because of the color, but we're going to just, I'm going to fold this so I know where my half is. So that's my half line. And I'm going to go right down onto the chalk. And what I did is the end that's open, I put down at the bottom of my pocket. And this is my clean edge. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pin this in here. So this will be ready. We'll be able to just attach the pocket when we go back over to the machine. So just a couple pins to make sure, and I'm just double checking that I'm lined up with that. If you want, you can put the ruler back and just make sure it's lined up. So again, I have it centered this direction, and I went down 3 inches this way. Just giving it a couple pins just to make sure it doesn't move. Because it is a little bulky. All right, and when we go to the machine, we're just gonna go ahead 1/8 of an inch around the edges. If you wanted, you could also put something decorative on here. If you could do like a strip of leather across or up and down. You could put something on there. You don't see it a lot because it's inside the bag, but it sometimes can be fun to have a little special surprise in there. I've also added like a little strip of fur. So all kinds of great things. And so Susan, you're right. I should have private. All right, so we've done that. Now we're going to just go ahead. I'm going to line these up, and we're going to cut out 3-inch squares from the corners. So I'm just going to take this and 3 here and 3 across. This really works perfect for this. You know what, I think I'll use the scissors. So you can see it, I'm going to use Kimberbell's because this is also going to go inside of a seam. So I'm not that worried about this showing. So we're just going to, again, 3-inch, 3-inch. So this is so we can box the corners. All right, so we get our scissors. Just make sure I'm lined up the way we want to be. All right. There we go. So we are almost ready to go back to the machine and get this done. All right, so what we're gonna do, turn this back for you guys, we're gonna go over, we're gonna stitch our pocket on, so we'll attach that. I like to kind of you wanna back stitch at the top just to make sure it stays put. We're going to stitch down the sides completely, and then on the bottom, when we stitch, we're going to stitch across and across. We're gonna leave a space. So I would say, I wanna say 4 inches, but I'm gonna go with 5 inches because I tend to keep it too tight. So you want to make sure you've got those nice and secure. And then we'll go ahead and we'll box the corners as well while we're over there. And so, whew, I am starting to sweat.
Yeah.
It's definitely warming up a bit more. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water and then we'll get to the machine.
Do you need a neck fan?
If you have one, I will gladly take it, but I don't want to take it from the machines. Oh. All right. You know what I'm going to do
These are
first?
great.
Because
They're
I
so
think
useful.
the hair will get caught in it. It has done it before. So, sorry, everyone. Here we go. We're going ponytail and neck fan. So, oh, I stink already. So sorry. Glad you guys can't smell.
I hope this doesn't affect the audio too bad. If it does, let me know.
Oh, okay. Ooh, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, the pony one is fantastic. We do have those again. I actually took all the fur home with me. You should have seen it. It was pretty funny. I was out on my driveway with a big folding table cutting faux fur. So it was like a cloud of fur everywhere. My dog was covered in like little bits of it, my car. So, all right, PJ, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The most amazing thing. All right, here we go.
Okay.
I almost wore a long sleeve like cotton shirt today. I'm so glad I didn't. All right, so I'm gonna move these really quick just so I don't throw them on the ground. Again, I would definitely change to a more neutral thread. Now, if you like having a decorative thread, this sort of does that for you. Make sure we backstitch.
Do we have the scarf in pony?
We can do the scarf and pony, so most definitely. I'm not sure if there's an item for it, so if PJ's able to, we could certainly get that added for you guys. Mm-hmm. And so any of the ones we have the tote bag for, we can do the scarf for. And so I think when we first were creating those items, you were at the beach at Cape May, and so I don't think we were able to create quite as much at the time. But yes. All right. So we now have our pocket on there. It looks fantastic. Oops, sorry, PJ was trying to create a product, I think, and I I'm gonna stick those in there. All right. So now we're going to go ahead And we're just going to do right sides together. I do like to put a little clip in here just so that I know I'm lined up the way I want to be. So. And again, we're going to leave a little bit open down here. In fact, I'm going to start with this because I have a tendency to not leave it open. And so I am going to use a 1/2 inch seam allowance on this. Make sure you backstitch. Now we'll get the sides. Stitched a knot in place, so I think that's fine for there. It's going to get stitched back in anyway when we box the corner. One more side, and then we'll be able to box those corners. So again, really an easy tote to make. It's these fabrics that just really make it stand out. So they're fun, quick makes. So we've got those sides done. We left a little opening down here. Now we're just gonna pull this open and we're gonna match our corners. You're gonna make sure you get your fabric and everything lined up. There we go. So we've got this nicely done there. So we're gonna go ahead. And we're going to do a 1/2 inch, make sure we get everything in there. And I do try and make sure my seams go in opposite direction so there's not too much bulk, because it is pretty bulky going through all of this bozal and fabric. And so. You know what I just realized? I don't know if this fan is right on the microphone. Is
I haven't heard any complaints so far, so right. I think it's probably okay.
If anyone's having trouble hearing me, please let me know. I can move this fan. I feel bad. Like all of a sudden I realized you may be hearing the fan and not the and not me. All right, so again, we're doing the other side now. And when I do it, I like to make sure the bottom is going the same direction. So when I did this one, I folded it this direction, so I'm doing the same thing over here.
So this is kind of showing off this walking foot here, getting over this.
Oh yeah. The walking foot is amazing.
We were just doing a IQ Designer pouch, and kind of wishing we had this foot next to us.
To go through the multiple layers. When you have a lot of layers, the walking foot is like your best friend. All right, so our lining is now complete. So you kind of see inside there, really cute.
That's perfect.
Now our seams aren't matching up exactly on here from our basting, but that's okay because we're not really worried about that. And so what we're going to do next Really simple. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anyone. I can hear you fine. Oh, good. Thank you, Eileen. I hope I said your name right. All right. All right, Joanne says she can hear too. Oh, good. I'm grateful because I really didn't want to turn off the fan or give it away. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and we want right sides together. So I've got my lining still just like this. I've got the exterior like this. We're going to go ahead. We're going to match up the ends first. I like to go with the ends. I will sort of hold this open a little bit and mark that center. And then we'll put that in there. If you have the bigger clips, the large ones that we had available in the past, this is a great time for that because I'm really getting a lot of bulk here. I have, let's see, 3 layers of bozal, 3 layers of leather, and 2 layers of fabric. So all of that is what's going inside this little clip here. And so don't tell Kimberbellas, but this one I heard crack, so I know it's not going to make it past this show. But you have the big ones, they're really nice for this. Carolyn, I do need the fan, so I appreciate the understanding. All right, so then I'm going to go centered here on this side. Oh, you know what I think I'll do? I'm going to go ahead and put one where my handle is. Usually I go center and then go back and do the handles, but the handle really wants to go down. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab that real quick. There we go. Now it does look like I have a little extra fabric, not a big deal. The fur is very forgiving, and so I must have miscut, or as I was stitching, maybe I didn't have the right seam allowance. So, yes, Karen, they are. So anyway, but the machine, it'll kind of ease that fabric in. So it's really nice and forgiving, like I said, and it's not going to show as like being gathered or anything on the front of the bag. So there we go. Yeah, nobody tell those Kimberbellas. Actually, no, I think I have some of mine in here. I always forget that I can grab my own. All right. At some point, I'm probably going to owe them a whole new container. That's okay. All right. So there we go. We have it clipped. Like I said, there's a little bit of excess here in the center. I'm going to just sort of clip right in between that. There'll still be a little bit there. No problem. That will ease in as we're stitching, and you'll see. But in just a second. All right. As soon as we finish the stitch, all we'll have to do is close up the bottom, and we are all done with this bag already. Super fast, right? All right. Sorry, PJ. I'm going back to the machine.
I'm just gonna refresh to just make sure we're still good here.
Okay, we may not be live.
The heat, I think, is presenting some problems.
So I don't know if you guys can hear me. We are refreshing at the moment, if you can. And so.
I think we went off.
Do you want the other fan to put on? Here, put that on something. I'm okay.
I'm gonna just put us back on. I think we got logged off.
Okay.
We're still on YouTube and TikTok, but.
Okay, so I guess you guys can hear me on TikTok and YouTube. We're working to get everybody back up so there's video. So give us just a minute. PJ was talking before about possibly working on edited videos so that you could actually go and watch these projects, be able to like interact the first time around, but then you could go back and rewatch, but watch it condensed so you would only be watching what we did. So obviously these bits and bobbles would be pulled from the final edit, I bet. So this is probably a blooper run.
Yeah, I apologize. We just got kicked off. Waiting for live view. Oh, 1 second here.
All right. So PJ's working on it. He's very good at it, so I'm guessing it won't take us very long to get back on it.
Just a couple minutes.
The heat is causing us the problems. I assume people can still hear a little bit, or I'm babbling to just...
Yeah, no, you're talking to YouTube and TikTok still.
Okay.
But we'll go back on the website, our app, and Instagram.
Perfect.
In a couple seconds here.
Okay. Oh, I got a text message from someone. Oh, it's about voting. Ugh. All right, delete that. And here we go.
Okay, here we go. We're coming back.
Wonderful. All right. I'm assuming when I see
because we can't miss the end of this.
I know. It's a cliffhanger.
All right, so we're back live.
All right, everyone. Hopefully you're all back. We apologize. We're obviously having the technical difficulties. I'm going to talk for just a second or two before I go back to the machine, but we are at the point of doing the final step. So what I had done is I had gone through and I had clipped all the way around. So I have the fur, that exterior is on the inside. There is a little extra, but that's going to just get eased as we stitch, so not a big deal. So we are almost finished with the bag. And so welcome back, all of you. I appreciate your patience as we do this. We were just talking about doing edited videos so that you could go back and rewatch them, but maybe watch it in a shorter period of time. I know doing it live is fun because we all get to interact, but we were saying how today may mostly end up on the blooper reel. So, all right, guys, so I'm going to head to the machine. We're going to get this stitched up, and the bag will basically be finished. So, really quick. All right. So part of being able to ease that in means I want the fur to be facing down. So I want it to be on the machine side because that really helps in being able to do it. I'm going to start back here close to where the leather is. And again, we're going to go with about a 1/2 inch seam allowance so we make sure we catch everything. Put a little knot in here. All right, so here we go. Back stitch a little bit, even though we're going to go back over it when we come back. All right. So here we go. All right, you want to go a little bit slower as you go over your straps. And you can kind of see those poking out a little bit. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm kind of holding this a little bit so that as I get to our clip, it'll sort of pull the fur. So there we go. Kind of see. Oh, something's catching on there. There we go. My other strap is sort of lifting on there. It was catching on the edge of the machine. All right, so we're gonna let that pull a little bit. And now it's flat. So I don't know if you can see it, but it was like puckered like this right in here. You can see that's sort of folding. But here, it was the same exact thing, and it has all straightened out. So as you go along, if you kind of just hold it a little bit and let it pull, it'll pull that fur for you. So I hope that makes sense. I don't know if I'm wording it quite.
No, I think that's helpful.
Okay, good. All right, so here we go. Again, go nice and slow over that strap. If you want, you could back stitch over that. So we could just kind of back over it just to give a little extra. And so here we go. Your seam is catching on there. There we go. And now we're to the end. So just kind of work our way around. When you get to the end, like I said before, I just like to sort of open up that seam a little bit if I can. And so if you have your stiletto out, this is a good time to use that. The seams really want to sort of push up as you're stitching along. And remember, when you get to that seam, you're also going through that tab if you put the tab in, so you've got extra layers. So just kind of take your time. We're on the other side already, so this isn't going to take us much longer. And I do have a little bit of that fabric, so I'm sort of holding on and letting it pull the fur underneath. Just want to move a little bit. Okay. see my strap is getting a little crooked. So you do want to make sure as you get to your straps that it is lining up. So kind of over here, you want it to stay fairly, you want it to be the same parallel with it. And so.
I'm going to swing over to the other side.
Oh, sure. Can you see that?
Might be a little more.
So yeah, over here you can see, we just want to make sure the straps line up like that. Otherwise, they're going to be very crooked on the other side. So there we go. We do have a little extra fur here, so we're going to just let that pull again, just a little bit. So again, when I say pull, I'm kind of holding this and letting it pull the fur. There it goes. So back to the edge. We are almost done. All right, we're going to open that up. Alrighty. So we have back stitched multiple times. So now we're just going to birth the bag, so to speak. I don't know which side you want me on to do it.
Will you come up to the table?
Sure, I can go up to
Cool.
the table. As always, I left my hole just a little smaller than I should have, but that's okay. We've got this. So we're going to just pull.
Yes, the edited videos I think would be a great thing to add to make available.
I hope it
for
was okay I
people.
brought that up. I'm sorry. I don't
No,
know if that
yeah.
was something that was supposed to be more like, oh, we're in the talking stages, and so.
No, we're already in the doing stages, and
Oh, good.
kind of begun just getting started. Created a site and a portal where they can keep track of the tutorials.
Oh, wow.
It's gloriahorn.shop.
GloriaHorn.shop. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
So much like gloriahorn.com, except the extension is .shop, and you'll be able to see tutorials. There's just a sample there, kind of seeing what it would take to get started with the quilted jacket.
Oh, okay.
So you could the 6 episodes are basically the course right now, but I'd love to have edited down videos so that all the fluff is kind of eliminated and you can complete a tutorial faster.
Yeah, I can see that because it's really fun to interact, but when you go back to watch it, you may not necessarily want to watch all of the commentary and us using a fan or
Yeah. Cameras overheating.
Yeah,
that sort of
right.
thing.
Well, welcome from North Augusta. How are you, Anne? There we go. Carolyn likes the live videos. Yep. All right. Almost there, guys. Like I said, I always think I'm making the hole bigger than I need to, and then I always am like, oh, it's a little snug. So, there we are. So, at this point, I'm not going to do it because, again, we're working in a little bit of a warmer studio. But you have this opening in the bottom of the bag. You have a couple choices, of course, in closing. You could hand stitch it. That always looks the nicest because you can just really make it neat. Or you can machine stitch across there and just close that up. Because you do want to close it. You don't want to have all your belongings floating around in between your lining and your bag. And then, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to stick this back in here. All right. So now you have a choice. On the Galaxy bag, what I did is I turned my bag inside in just like this, and then I added clips to the edge down here like this. And I kind of finger pressed it, and then I put these clips in and I let them sit for, well, I only let them sit for like an hour because I forgot to do it at home. But you can see just by having done it for a little bit, my edges are great. They look good. And so now if you want it to stay more stable, you can stitch it. I'm going to grab one of the bags that we've done in the past.
Sure.
And just grab this one. So choices are to clip it like this, and that will press it down, so to speak. And gives a nice look, and then you don't have a seam showing. Now the seams do hide really well in this because the fur is incredibly forgiving. So you can see on this one, I'm going to take the kit out of the inside. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff inside. Okay, well, there is a stitch all the way around the edge. When you look over here, you can kind of see a little bit of an indent, but really not much. It hides well. So when you stitch it, you will then go back over it, and you'll use like a stiletto or a little screwdriver, just something, and you'll fluff it up. You'll just go through where your seam is, and you'll just fluff, and it just comes right out. And like I said, you might see a little indentation, but overall it looks really good. So you can see the end as well. So you can see that seam up there. There you go. I think I've got it sort of angled. And so, but anyway, that is how you do that bag. So look how cute our bag is. It is complete. So other than I need to, do that one thing, I need to close it up in the bottom.
It's fantastic.
Isn't that great? It's such a cute bag, and it's very fashionable. Like I said, I was at Anthropologie. I was at Talbot's. I can't remember where else. I was doing a little shopping. I actually went to get Starbucks and got quite distracted. So my son works it's a shopping center called the Galleria, and he works at Panera. So I stopped in. I thought, hey, Jake, do you want a Starbucks? Because he gets a caramel frappuccino thing. And he had already gone, and so I didn't really need to be on that level of the mall, but went right by Anthropologie.
It's fantastic.
Right,
and we love the leopard print.
Wonderful. So, all right.
Do you get comments like, where did you get that?
You know what? I have on the other ones, but I haven't used the leopard yet because we just finished it. But I shall definitely be using this.
And what would be your reply to that? I made it.
It depends on who it is. Like some people, I just say thank you. I appreciate it. And then other people, I'll be like, oh, I made it. You can actually watch the videos and see how to make it. So I definitely direct people back here. So, if they're sewers. So anyway, cute bag. So these are our two newest. I want to tell, the other one that's new this year for us is the pink. So we have a pink kit this year too. And the pink one though, it doesn't come with a faux leather. So it's going to have the swirl. Let me see. There we go. So those are all the newest versions, but then we have all the ones from previous too. So if you're interested in them, the fur ones are all the same pricing. I'll go through it real quick. So the Galaxy one comes with the teal faux leather. Since Gloria was gone, I want to see if I can order more of it. I have a little bit that I could sell on its own, but I'm not sure. I forgot to mention to PJ beforehand, so I'm not sure if we can actually do it today. So if not, no big deal. We'll get you taken care of next week. Plus, I will know tomorrow when Gloria is back whether or not we can get more. I assume we can. I just need to figure out from what source. So that's our new Galaxy one. So nice. You'll get the pattern, you'll get the bozal that you need for it, you will get the lining, so you get everything you need to make it. And so and this has this really pretty shimmery pearlized lining. I do have a tendency to go with pearlized. If you're like, look, I really hate pearl stuff, let me know. I can certainly adjust if I need to and give you something special, but I don't want to do that like in general, but I could do like, if that's the only thing, I can fix that. I can swap that. And then, of course, we have our leopard, which is so fun. There we go.
I almost forgot again. 10%.
Oh, yeah. We said it at the beginning, but you get 10% back into your account. So great prices on these. So they're, I think they're $44.99 or something with the leather, the faux leather. $49.95? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you get the 10% back. And so so we've got the leopard with the black. That comes with the black faux leather. It comes with also a pearlized. It's kind of, I actually didn't have this fabric. I'm not sure what happened. So I have another one almost identical to it with a little bit of a pearl to it. So it looks really nice. And then, of course, we have the blue sorbet, which is great with all jeans and things, really cute and fun. Comes with the navy faux leather. And again, also comes with one of the pearlized, either this one here or one like this.
So these come together pretty quick too.
They come together really fast. If you have it pre-cut, you could basically just chain piece these and make a bunch of them. So really fun. I had mentioned last time that Nico had talked me into doing a craft fair. So we were making these for the craft fair, and then he decided he didn't want to do the craft fair. So I have a bunch at home. So I was just thinking I might sign up for a craft fair this year just so I can unload some of them. And so, all right. So this one I believe is called New. So this is the New. It is very similar to Mountain Amber Fox. We had the fabric in here before, but I don't see it now. Amber is, nope, I don't have it over there. I'm sorry. It has more of a red tone to it. So if you like kind of more of that rust red tone, then you'll want to get the Mountain Amber Fox. And I apologize that I didn't bring it over. I thought I had grabbed one of everything, but I missed that one. And so.
Next we have Pony.
Okay, Pony is next. So Pony, obviously it was very popular last year. So it comes with the brown faux leather. The lining, this is not the lining that you will get. This was something out of my stash that I had just used to make up a sample to see if we even liked it in Pony. But the other one is kind of a pearlized. It has sort of a rustic vibe. I wanted to find something that went with the Pony. And so it's pretty cool. Oh, Jean bought an insert for her. So that's a good idea. I saw a pattern for an insert and thought about you guys and was thinking that might be a fun project for us because we make so many of the bags that making an insert for them. I've seen some that are for totes and I've seen some smaller ones that are for handbags. So if you like that idea, we could certainly look into doing that as a future class. So.
Somebody mentioned the infinity scarf for Pony.
Yes, so if we're able to add it, any of these can have an infinity scarf. So I don't know if we have an infinity scarf for everything or not. It does look like PJ put an infinity scarf in, I see as number 206.
I think things got mixed up a little bit, so definitely hit that shop all button and scroll and see.
Yeah, so like what PJ said is on your app, at the bottom of the screen, there's a shop all. It's like a kind of a green teal color. If you click on that, that usually will give you everything from the show. So you could do it now, or if you go back later in the day and want to add things, you certainly can.
Like this.
Gail, how many hours did it take to make it? Well, you saw it being made here on the show. I would say it's maybe an hour and a half, but even that to me sounds like more than it really takes. I think these can actually be made in less than an hour because I did most of the work here. The only thing I did do the cutting at home, but the only other thing I did at home was make the handles. Everything else I did here. So it's definitely a very quick make. And so and those kits, I was here on Sunday for 5 hours. It was so quiet and I got so much done. So most of the kits are done. The only thing is I have about 20 where I needed more Bozel. So I texted Gloria at Baby Luck Tech and was like, hey, I need this. So we should have the rest of the Bozel in tomorrow or the next day is my guess. So those kits are already ready. They just need that stuck in there and then they're off. So a lot of them will be going out today. Some probably even went out yesterday. So I think that's everything for the fur tote. I have a couple other business items for you lovely people. Let me get these out of the way.
There's even an infinity scarf for the Mountain Galaxy.
Yeah, for this one. There is a scarf for this one. There's a scarf for the pink. So yeah, we've got it for all of them. Because they just make, blah, 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 I can't talk. They make such a great gift. Like, it's really nice. Can you the pattern? So the pattern comes with the kit. And so it's a design that I had done myself. And so that's how it comes. I could certainly, if you guys want individual patterns, I could ask Gloria about it. But I think it's one of those that we just sort of do it as an add-on. We aren't really charging you for the pattern. We're kind of charging you for the kit and including that for you. But we may be able to sell them off separately as well.
No, I think that's a good point. It's like these tutorials are such a invaluable resource. Just the purchases that they make kind of make us able to do these live shows
Oh, yeah.
and provide a resource like another free resource like edited down videos,
Yeah.
and as well as the patterns that you include in your kits. So very thankful for the orders they place.
Let's see, Rebecca, does all bag get everything? Yeah, all of the bags get everything. The only one that is different is the pink one, and the price is a little different. It's a little lower for the pink because it doesn't include any faux leather, but it does include the pattern, the bozal, it includes the fur, and it includes extra of what is the lining fabric, and that's what you'll use for your handles and sides of the bag. And so, all right, so a little bit of business for you guys, just because sometimes I do my best to try and make things work, and sometimes they don't quite work out the way I hope they will. So the first one is this bag. So this is the Molly bag. So Molly, and I'm gonna move some more things out of the way. I apologize, guys. I've got all kinds of stuff. All right, so this is the Molly bag, and super cute, great bag. While I was gone, some other people who also are on Tuesdays every other day decided to use a lot of batiks. And I didn't think to squirrel away my fabrics for you guys, and so they might have used up more than I had expected. Hi, Carol. And yes, there's a scarf for the blue sorbet. We'll make sure that gets put in there. Do we have the blue sorbet scarf?
Let me see.
So anyway, I went out and paid retail for this fabric. So we do have the red version of Molly available, but that was part of the delay. The purple version, those are all complete, ready to go. In fact, they may have already been shipped. The red ones were complete. The blue is my problem. They used up all of the blue batik. So I have found an alternative that I really like. I think only 4 of you ordered the blue, but I'm going to offer it again today. And then those 4 of you, I'm going to try very hard to contact you. Yes, the red turned out beautifully. So the blue, we now have one called Navy Floral. So if you had the blue one and you want to change to this one, or we could just cancel the other and you could order this one, is probably what's really going to happen. You'll get that 10%, so that's nice. But this is the new one. So it'll come with a navy blue faux leather, and then these will be your 2 blue or navy colored fabrics. So it's absolutely beautiful. Really love it. It's got like the navy in the background, a little bit of like obviously the teals and purples in there, really pretty. And then the one to go with it is kind of a geometric print. I really like it a lot. And what's great is you'll get enough fabric of both fabrics that you could choose whichever one you want for the exterior and whichever one you want for the lining. So the kit comes with everything you need for the bag. And so it comes with the pattern, the hardware kit, and the fabrics. And so.
Can you hold that purse up again? It's so cool. Yeah.
Here we go. So here's the bag. Oh, it's got another bag inside of it that I have to discuss with you as well. So this is the problem with having been gone so much this summer. Some of the things I've done didn't quite get done the way we wanted. So what's nice is on here I had shown, now this doesn't come with it, but you can see the cork on there is an accent, which is really a fun ad. I'll turn that so you can see.
No kidding.
The bag also has 2 pockets. It has a slip pocket and it has a zippered pocket. So okay, that's for PJ. It snaps closed this way. Here we go. But one of the things I really like, actually I'm going to, instead of snapping first, let's see, I really like how it does this. So it clips together and pulls those sides in, and then it gives it a completely different look. So the other way looks very much like a tote bag, but then when you do this, it's very much more like a handbag. And so you can see just how nice that is. And so, all right, so again, this is called Molly. I know we've had the other Molly bag that Kimberbells did, which was really cute. And then this was just a little bag that I made with the scraps. And again, I was trying to showcase what you can do with pieces of cork and just your little tidbits. This one is the red. I didn't bring the purple one with me. There should be a picture in there. It's, but I can also bring it next week if you would like, Gail. I apologize. I was more concerned about fixing the issue with blue because I feel bad that people have been waiting. And then once I finally got back and under control again, I wasn't able to provide the product that I had offered. So, all right. So next on my list of things that didn't go quite the way I had hoped in kits is our Stewart bag. Really love this bag. So cute. Now, here's the thing with this one. This fabric is out of stock, but being reprinted. So it will be available in October, is what they have told Gloria. So I just need to know, so right now a lot of you are waitlisted on that. I had hoped to maybe find an alternative to offer to you, but I have not been able to find another fabric that I love nearly as much as this. So I am struggling with an option. So I just want to let you know, though, if that's something that you're like, look, I don't want to wait that long, or yeah, sure, that's fine, no problem, I'm waiting until October. I just wanted to throw it out there so you know, like if you're waiting, it's going to be a bit of a wait, but we are getting the product, or at least they're telling us we're getting the product. And so that is our plan, is to fill those later. But so you know, it is going to be a bit of a wait. All right. I think that's it. That's all my business side. So we're done with that part. Again, does it have a pattern with Molly bag? So the whole set came with, it came with the pattern, it came with the hardware, and it came with the fabrics for the kit. I can't remember if it came with the Bozal or not. I apologize. It'll show it in there, I believe. And so it's the only thing I'm not sure of. I should have checked that before.
Let's see.
DJ's pulling it up to see.
The picture here.
The picture.
So the picture might not say, but let's see if in the description.
We're going back and looking at the video. Or nope.
Didn't specify. So
it doesn't specify. Specify the Bozal in there. So I don't think the Bozal was included in that one, and so. But I will go back and rewatch the video. So, all right. Well, everyone, I think we're on borrowed time with the heat in here.
Yeah,
and so,
it's getting hot.
But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your patience as we kind of went in and out. I also appreciate your patience as I've been gone so much over the summer that we were able to do this. Carol, yes, it does come with the faux leather. So that's a great question. So like this, the navy one comes with a navy faux leather. This one came with the red. The lavender one it comes with a navy as well. So you do, I know you do get the leather with it. You get a half a yard of the leather. I think it's a half a yard. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong.
It is. That much is specified. But I think I'm just going to go out on a limb and say the Bozal is not included.
Oh, so, yeah. Based on the price, I would say Bozal is definitely not included. So
yeah,
we wouldn't be able to, we would be losing money. So
right.
All right. So it's already a great price because you do get all the hardware. You get the zipper, the faux leather, and then the fabric. So it's a really great price.
Any live from the convention? Nowhere so far. So I would just keep your app and your phone next to you. They might be going live at any minute.
Right. Oh, I can hardly wait.
I think they're jam-packed, but
yeah, they got a lot going on there.
We'll keep you updated as best we can.
Let's see. I need to get other kit too for Molly Big plus my fabric kit. Well, that's a good question, Jennifer. I hadn't thought about that. But if you want, I can put together just the hardware. We can have a hardware kit next week so that you don't have to buy the pattern again. And so you could just buy that part if you wanted. And so, because you're right, it doesn't make much sense for you to keep buying the pattern. So, all right. You know what? Oh, does it include the pattern, or were they separate?
Well, pictured is the pattern. I think in the description. We need a refresher. There's so many projects going on.
I know. So sometimes I need a refresher. All right, guys. Well, we'll get you taken care of, and I will look into getting a hardware set for you as well for next week. And oh, Bosal and foam, they're the same thing, Karen. I interchange it. There's another brand, Soft and Stable, that's also a foam stabilizer. And so I kind of say it both ways. And sometimes I say foam because I feel like if you aren't familiar with Bosal or Soft and Stable, then you realize that it's foam inside. And you don't have to use Bosal, Carol, but it does really give it nice shape. And so, all right, everyone. I am going to say goodbye now. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week, hopefully with some nice air conditioning. So.
Yes.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Back on here.
All
Hey,
right.
we're back on.
Hi, everyone. So we weren't gone very long, were we? So we went back and we re-watched the show from when we were doing the Molly bag. And so I apologize that when I started today's show, I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to show that we had a problem with the blue. We can get this instead. And I should have been better prepared. But the kit is just strictly for the bag, the pattern, the fabric, and that includes 1.5 yards of the batik. It includes the leather for it, and
that's a 1/2 yard.
Right, so it's 1/2 yard of the leather, and it's the batiks for it. And so the kit for the Molly bag was separate. I am going to need to create some on my own. So we're going to have a little bit different pricing, and I'll do hardware for you as well next week. So I think what we'll end up doing is next week you're going to be able to get the pattern on its own, and you'll be able to get a hardware kit with everything in it, including the zipper and everything for it. So I apologize. I know someone told me not to apologize anymore, but I feel bad that I wasn't quite prepared, and yet I was still showing you guys things. So and that will eliminate that need for you not getting multiple patterns, because you really don't want to have. I mean, it's cute as it is, which it is. Yeah. You don't need.
In the bubble is the Molly pattern if they're interested. And
oh, good. Okay.
No, thank you for clarifying, and I'll send an update to those who have purchased these
today.
Yes.
Perfect. So yes. So and like PJ just said, you can get the pattern right now on its own, and then next week I will have a kit together that is just strictly the hardware. And so all right.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes. So a little confusing. All right, everyone. Well,
Okay.
Thanks again. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.